Felder didn't score in his 15 minutes of playing time on Sunday, but he did everything else. He played defense, he was patient, he got his teammates involved. Those are all things he says he learned right here in our borough playing at Lincoln. Then there's all this rain, which is sort of turning into a weekend tradition here in the city. A lot of people might think this is just one more thing to make the day even more challenging, but the runners we talked to actually say it's the opposite. That's the inaugural class into eBay's Baseball Card Hall of Fame. The 10 most searched for players on the site all getting inducted, and some guys you might have heard of. Babe Ruth, Cal Ripken Jr., and even though he's banned from the real one in Cooperstown, Pete Rose makes it into this one. The Yankees making a signing today. Oh, yeah, no, not this guy. Aaron Judge is still a free agent. If you're not sure if you can land a flip outside, you can do it here first. And even if it doesn't work out, it still doesn't hurt. So many times this season, St. John's has seemed like a lock to make the NCAA tournament, and so many times this season they lost games they shouldn't have to make it a question again. The wait might have been a day and a few rounds longer than Israel Abanaconda expected.
I can't see how there's any way that you fall past the Niners.
But when that call came in the 5th round with the 143rd overall pick.
How you doing, Coach? Yes, sir. I'm definitely fired up. Yes, sir.
It was all worth it.
On the Jets.
Jets?
The East Flatbush native was being drafted by his hometown New York Jets.
It was unreal, you know, just feeling that vibration on my leg. And I looked at it and I saw NJ. I looked at the TV, I saw Jets neck. I'm like, man, New York Jets, man, I'm home.
As the people around him celebrated, Abanaconda found his mom, who's still been working 2 jobs to make ends meet.
It kind of hit different, you know. I just went to grab my mom because for all the work she been going through, everything she been through, so I just feel for her, you know. I just want to change her life and my parents' life.
And while there was no question that the All-American running back who led the country in touchdowns as a junior at the University of Pittsburgh would get drafted at some point.
You deserve it, baby.
Everyone from his former head coach at Lincoln High School
Love you, yeah, love you, love you. Love you.
to his agent couldn't believe that at the end of the day,
Hey, you staying home, kid.
It's just one of like the odds, you know. People think that's not gonna happen, but I'm just so thankful that actually happened, you know. It's just unreal feeling, actually. It's just something I've been wanting since I was a kid, since I was 4 years old.
a feeling shared by his parents, who say they were already Jets fans before this.
New York City kid, New York State kid, so finally staying home. Staying home where they know, they recognize him.
And I can still make some home food, take it to him, and let him eat, and I come back to New York.
Abanaconda still has a few days before he has to actually report to the Jets facility, so to celebrate, he said he's thinking about taking himself to the Knicks playoff game on Sunday. And that would be the first NBA game he's ever been to in person. At Lincoln High School, Greg Thompson, News 12. Most of the kids at the Throgs Neck Boys and Girls Club had no idea who their new coach was last September.
People had to tell me, like my dad, my family, friends had to tell me about him. At first I didn't know. I didn't really know about him. Just knew he was a good trainer. That's really it.
By the time they found out Kenny Satterfield was a former All-American at Rice High School who played 2 seasons in the NBA,
I still looked at him normal, but I was like, oh, he knows a lot about the game. I should keep listening to him.
he already had their trust.
I think they listen to me because they know I care. They know I care about them more than just basketball. I kind of was made for it.
That's what happens when you can take little pieces from every stop in a career that went from the University of Cincinnati
Kenny hits a big one.
to 11 years around the world as a professional, learning firsthand what works.
I'm on him a lot. I'm on him more than the average coach is.
If you mess up, he's going to let you know. If you miss a pass, a passing lane or something, he might start yelling.
That's because Satterfield says from what he's seen, one of the best ways to get ready for the next level is to build mental toughness.
If they come into me, I know that they want to get better. So I kind of push myself to make sure I'm pushing them to see the improvement. Because if they're trusting me to get better and I'm not helping them, then, what am I doing?
He just pushes everybody. Other coaches, let people pass or let them slack off. He's not like that. That's what I need.
It seems to be working. This fall, Satterfield says there'll be 7 different players he's coached that are in college with scholarships.
Being here today, watching these guys that want to come in here and do the extra work, and then I'll go watch one of them play next week, and I can see that the extra work that they put in and, is showing in the game. So I really enjoy that. I love watching the kids develop.
His family members are getting hooked also. This weekend, Satterfield and his daughter Kay will be hosting a camp right here at Kips Bay. In Throgs Neck, Greg Thompson, News 12.
Yeah, Greg is here, and big Jets news.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if anything can follow that news, but
no,
if
tough
you're a
to
Jets
follow.
fan, this is probably right up there with that. And what do you get the team that has everything? Well, it turns out the answer is another running back. An offseason that's already included adding Aaron Rodgers opposite one of the best defenses in the league. Now has the Jets signing four-time Pro Bowler Dalvin Cook to a reported one-year deal worth up to $8.6 million. Now, Cook and the Jets have been playing footsie for a few weeks here, and with starting running back Breece Hall still recovering from an injury, the deal gets done now, bringing Cook, who had the 6th most rushing yards in the entire NFL last year in Minnesota, over to the green side of New York. Well, to baseball, and in a year full of the worst losses of the season, Sundays really might have been rock bottom for the Yankees. Now 5 games out of a playoff spot, things don't get any easier, visiting the Braves, who just might be the best team in baseball. It's Clark Schmidt getting the start for the Yankees, and it doesn't go well. He allows a run in the first, 3 in the second, 4 more in the third. That is a total of 8 runs for all of the math majors out there. He actually doesn't make it out of the third inning. Yankees lose their 3rd straight 11-3. The playoffs starting to look more and more not likely. But hey, on a positive note, Yankees fans do have at least one thing to look forward to in the fall. The team announcing that El Capitan, Derek Jeter, will make his old-timers debut this year as part of a celebration honoring the 25th anniversary of the 1998 World Series team. All right, no World Series for the Mets. They continue to play the season. They've got the Pirates in town. Bottom of the first, Pete Alonso seeking this just fair for an RBI double. That ties things up at 1. Same score in the second. Daniel Vogel back. Mets go in front 2-1. And then in the bottom of the third, someone called Jonathan Arauz. Like, Arauz, can you do the fandango? That's good enough, I guess, to remember his name. But when he homers, the Mets have to win. And that's what they do, 7-2. Now, the important thing is the Nationals had the night off, so with the win, the Mets are now a full game out of last place. Yay. We did it! A game out of last place. Let's end the season now. Stop the count.
That's great. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Baby steps. All right. Thank you, Greg.